Welcome to the AUSA Contracting Hot Topics. Today is about, as General Ham said, focusing on the road ahead, readiness, modernization, and reform. You're going to have some valuable opportunities to engage with forward thinkers and subject matter experts from acquisition and the contracting enterprises. So this was a little bit different, I think, from the past, because what we attempted to do is to bring together our PEOs, our CFTs, and our contracting leaders to show how we all work together to contribute to the success of the Army mission and to the soldiers. I always look then, when I look into the contracting enterprise, is how do I match up against readiness, modernization, and reform? I look at our people, our systems, our policies, and our processes. And I want to ensure that we map to that and that we stay nested with the Secretary and the Chief of Staff of the Army's intentions. So I'd like to share with you in what I would call a State of the Union address, you might say, as into the health of your Army contracting enterprise. Contracting Army strong is what we like to say. Our contracting professionals contribute to the success of ensuring the warfighter has the supplies and services they need when and where they are required. Our contracting enterprise is comprised of 8,000 contracting professionals from around the globe. Our average age of those contracting professionals, the majority is 62% of them are under 11 years of experience. 99% of them have a bachelor's degree. Over 46% of them have master's degrees. They're a very learned workforce, and they continue to be credentialed and certified, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. But if you looked at the 8,000 contracting professionals, we're very proud of the 421 NCOs, of the 421 officers that comprise that workforce. I often, when I talk to the soldiers, that when they ascend over into contracting, they didn't begin in contracting. It was not an MOS. They're soldiers. And so as a senior captain or a major, they come over and you are now a contracting professional. That's hard because they are starting from zero DAWIA level, and they are put into a workforce of people that have 10 to 15 years experience that have been doing this for a while. They have great leadership. And what we have found is taking those NCOs and those officers, and as we bring them into the civilian workforce together, what a great recipe we have for success with the leadership and the technical competency, and then as we grow their competency. A highly trained workforce is one with agility and the experience to adjust to any situation and need at hand. That is how we ensure we are developing and delivering technologies and capabilities that will further modernize and increase lethality to our soldiers. Here's a few things that we are doing right now. We hire the best people in a timely fashion. That has not always been the case. We are working to create the same experience for all applicants, no matter where they apply or interview within the Army, by streamlining that process. I would say after 36 years of being in contracting in the Department of Defense, my talent manager was called usajobs.com. That is not a very good talent manager. And we want to bring to our workforce a talent management program that provides them the developmental assignments, the rotational assignments, that specialty training that allows them to be personalized so that we can nest within the Army people strategy as we talk knowledge, skills, behaviors, and preferences. As I said, providing these employees an environment that supports their professional growth assures a well-trained and experienced workforce. Some of those opportunities, as I stated, also include DAU lifelong learning. Ms. Lord, with Jim Woolsey, the president of Defense Acquisition University, has brought in a credentialing program. We all know that the Defense Acquisition Workforce Improvement Act that came out in 1988 or so with certification levels of 1, 2, and 3 is no way to measure whether somebody is equipped with the right knowledge to take on the challenges we have today. So we are bringing specialized training to them through credentialing programs, and we're going to continue to grow that. And it's also through symposiums just like this at AUSA, and through, from a contracting standpoint, our association is the National Contract Management Association, which represents over 25,000 members across the federal government. The contracting enterprise is looking forward to the full implementation of the Army contract writing system. I cannot emphasize the importance of having this system deployed. We are using systems, PADS, a system that we use in Army to buy our weapon systems and our spares, is over 40 years old. Now, we have patched it. We have done our best. It's written in COBOL language. We can't even find people that even know COBOL anymore, right? We have SPS, Standard Procurement System, deployed in 1998, over 23 years old. That is the systems that we rely on to support our PEOs, our CFTs, and our warfighters. It's embarrassing to me to say that most of the time of my professionals may be spent looking at a computer screen with an hourglass, spinning, and taking time when I am calling them saying, let's go, tick-tock, tick-tock, right? We need this capability fielded very quickly. So with the Army contract writing system, we are replacing 2 of our systems. We are in collaboration with our colleagues in the Navy, who is also using the same application, and we'll start doing that. So we are using the strength from both of us with the same contractor to get this system out. It will help us standardize our processes. It will also assist us to move from transactional contracting to more strategic contracting, where it should be. In February of 2020, we will field the system for the first time as a minimal viable solution test at the Army Corps of Engineers. One of our challenges was in the financial systems. This Army contract writing system will have interoperability with our financial systems. It will allow us to be auditable across the enterprise. That wasn't too easy to do as we grew our SAP with our GFIB system. But we also have CFMS, the Army Corps of Engineers. It was a more protected system, so we're able to test it there first. But then we will quickly move in June of 2020 to deploy the system in the Mission Installation Contracting Command. This system will not only expedite the acquisition and contracting process, but it has the ability to award and sustain those major weapon systems. The fragility of PADS will be gone. The panic of going into the end of a fiscal year of wondering whether your system was going to be down will be in the past. We will be using the cloud, and we'll be in the cloud so we can handle tremendous amounts of data. And data for our decision-making is imperative. We will be able to track all of our acquisitions from a complete requirements package to award to contract closeout. As I said, it will be interoperable with our finance systems. Our invoicing, our payment will speed up. The decrease in the redundancies is huge. And I would say to emphasize that as we look through at this time of CR and money as we compete for limited resources, Army contract writing system is usually at the bottom of the list, right? We need to fund these capabilities. We need to get those out there. We understand that. But a small investment into an enterprise Army contract writing system will mean a whole lot. Just to emphasize that, as we were waiting for that deployment, at the end of the last fiscal year, we scraped together a few dollars. And we went out and we acquired a bot. That bot is saving us approximately 30 to 60 minutes per contract. That's 230,000 actions last year in FY19. And if you take that as significant savings in time through its speed of using artificial intelligence to go back to assist us in just gaining a simple thing as a contracting responsibility determination, which is required by law. Normally, what this would do is it will shave off 13 days of procurement administrative leave time per contracting professional and save $30 million a year. It's not a lot in the big, but I see a lot of zeros there, and I think it is a lot. And I think that is the time is what is so imperative. So I often hear that it takes too long to award a contract. I just want to speak quickly to that and say for FY 2019, the average procurement administrative lead time for the Army was 65 days. And you say, and many of you sit out there and go, well, that wasn't so true in the acquisition I had with the Army. Well, 230,000 actions, 19 different categories of supplies and services that we do. It was. That's the fact. We have the data, but we know there's anomalies. We know that we've been working hard with the aircraft and land vehicles, where we were able to take that procurement lead time down to 144 days on the average. But on professional services, if we were looking at our A&AS support, that could have been 33 days. So there's quite a continuum there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on OTs, but OTs are growing. But when you, in FY19, we obligated $105 billion through those 230,000 actions. OTs were 4.8 billion of that. So the math, right? It's 4.6% of our spend is what we're doing OTs. There's an awful lot of other tools in our toolbox that we're using. But the Army as a whole, we are leading the Department of Defense. There was $7.2 billion in the Department of Defense that were obligated through OTs. I said we did 4.8 billion of that. And the Army continues to keep leading. We keep ourselves focused and we stay on the prize of supporting the warfighter. And through that, we may not have all of the answers to what we are doing, but we continue to work with our CFT leads from Army Futures Command, our PEOs from ASALT, and our Army commanders from all the ACOMs to provide what we believe is a readiness, modernization, and reform and contribution to the Army. So with that, I just wanted to share with you how we contribute to Army contracting strong. Now, brings me to an opportunity. As we all said, we don't want to spend a lot of time on bios, but many of you already know the Honorable Heidi Shue. But I just want to share a couple of things, and I won't go through her past resume prior to becoming an Army employee, but I think it's important to note that I have come to appreciate it more than anyone. This is my third time serving in the Pentagon. This last time has been 3.5 years on the E-Ring in ASALT. In 2010, Honorable Shue accepted the invite to serve the Army as the principal deputy to ASALT. That was for a very short time, because she very quickly became the acting ASALT and then was confirmed on September the 21st of 2012. So bear with me, because as the Army Acquisition Executive, Senior Procurement Executive, the Chief Scientist, all those things that come with ASALT responsibilities, she didn't leave till 2016. 6 years on the E-Ring in that. That is what I think is huge. I mean, you talk about courage every day that she had to do in there. I am totally appreciative of that. So today, though, she is a member of the Board of Trustees for Aerospace Corporation, Chairman of the Board for RoboTeam North America, the UCLA Dean's Executive Board, and Advisory Board for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Defense and Aerospace Export Council. She is the CEO of Heidi Shue Incorporated. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming the Honorable Heidi Shue.